So, this one just says, fuck you. I'm assuming my brother wrote that. So, I've got about 9,000 friends and family here, so that's pretty exciting. I haven't pulled a crowd this large since like bar mitzvah. So I'd like to welcome you all to my second bar mitzvah. Baruch Adonai Ha'Torah. I'm not going to put you through that. I can feel my non-Jewish friends here starting to panic. I did not pay $12 to go to a bar mitzvah. He's charging for a bar mitzvah. He really is Jewish. But if you leave now, you'll miss my favorite part of the bar mitzvah ceremony, which is the sun-kissed gummy part. So close to the end of the ceremony, while the person on stage is performing because the bar mitzvah boy can suck it, they hand out these little sun-kissed gummies. When the person leaves the stage, everybody in the audience flings it at the bar mitzvah boy or bar mitzvah girl. The intent is to kill as punishment for making them sit for a fucking bar mitzvah. This tradition comes from the days of ancient Egypt, where we only had sun-kissed gummies to eat, and we were not very happy about it. The reason I share this is because security is aware of this tradition, and so if anyone so much as pulls out a sun-kissed gummy, they will be escorted out and beaten. Anyway, I just flew in from Milwaukee, and boy are my arms tired. Fun fact, that joke was actually written by a bird. It wasn't even a joke, it was just a complaint. His arms were actually tired. I've always really admired birds because they just don't give a shit about anything. And when you think about it, you kind of have to not give a shit when you live the lifestyle of a bird, because how do birds get around? They get around just by flying through the air at like 90 miles an hour. And when they sit to relax, they perch on these power lines that are like 100 feet in the air. Like that's how they sit. They can sit anywhere in the entire world. And they're like, you know what, let me sit 100 feet up in the air so I can shit on people below me. Seems like a pretty admirable way to live your life, if you ask me. But I've always been curious as to how birds know where and when to migrate. They don't know where they are. They don't know what month it is. They don't know how to get to Florida. It seems like birds should be living in a perpetual state of existential crisis. They don't know anything. Maybe the cute bird chirps that we hear are actually them just going, help, 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 where am I? How do I get to Florida? I think that there's a bird who goes from flock to flock and tells people how to get to Florida. He says, if you want to go to Florida, whatever the fuck that is, you're going to want to go that way about 400 miles, whatever the fuck they are. You've gone too far if you hit the ocean, whatever the fuck that is. Somehow they find their way there. Which makes me wonder, do you ever think that there are some birds who just don't feel like migrating? Like when it's time to go, they just don't feel like it? There's got to be some, right? I mean, not every bird wants the same thing as the bird next to them, right? I think that there are some birds, you know, when you see a flock flying a distance, you always see 3 or 4 birds that are just flying in a completely different direction. Because they don't want to go to Florida. Because that is where Florida Man is. And nothing good ever happens with Florida Man. Clothes always comes off when they shouldn't. Bath salts are usually involved. It's not good. They'd rather go see South Carolina Woman because they heard she's a real hoot. So I plan on at some point doing an hour-long comedy special, and you're all invited, and the only topic that I'll discuss is birds. So that's my time. I want to thank you guys for being here, and enjoy the show.